So there are a lot of differences between a trust-based plan and a will-based plan. One that a lot of clients are attracted to is the probate avoidance. So with a properly funded trust, we can avoid the court process called probate where the successors need to go collect assets. So that's one of the main differences, is that a trust will not need to go through that process, assuming you've done the work of retitling the assets into the name of the trust while you're alive. A will, on the other hand, will require a probate in order to administer the estate. Another difference between a trust and a will-based plan is that trusts can allow more flexibility. You can set up asset protection for your beneficiaries, and this can be really attractive because, the future's uncertain. We don't know what things our beneficiaries are going to be involved in and the life circumstances that they're going to be faced with. So a trust will allow us to include provisions that will allow the most flexibility for them. Another difference between a trust-based plan and a will-based plan is that a trust will allow some more flexibility. The future's uncertain, and we don't always know what kind of life circumstances the beneficiaries will be involved in and what you as a trust maker will be involved in. And so a trust will allow the most flexible planning because we can provide for different methods of distribution depending on what those life circumstances look like. So another difference between a trust and a will is that a trust can allow for more flexible planning. We don't always know what circumstances our beneficiaries and ourselves as individuals are going to be involved in. And so a trust will allow for more tools that we can put in so that way we can plan for all those uncertainties, including, if a beneficiary has any sort of creditor issues or going through a divorce proceeding, or let's say they're on government benefits, and we need to be able to preserve those benefits and still allow them to receive an inheritance. The trust-based plan will allow us to give our successors all the tools to really be able to navigate those situations if the trust is set up that way. So another difference between a trust and a will is that a trust will exist during your lifetime. It's an agreement that you make with yourself as trustee and beneficiary to manage your resources for yourself while you're alive, and then for the benefit of your beneficiaries upon your passing. And so that document is alive while you're alive, and it can change. A will can also change while you're alive, but it really only comes into play after you've passed away. So we can't do the same sort of planning for your own incapacity with a will that we can do with a trust. However, we also can do powers of attorney that can add some of that incapacity planning, even if you do go with a will-based plan. One last difference that I wanted to mention between a will and a trust is that a trust can help preserve some of the privacy. If there aren't any disputes or issues with the trust, then it won't need to go through the court process at all. So we can kind of keep that information private, versus a will require a probate. And so we will need to submit that document to the court. So some clients care about that and some don't, but it just really depends on what your goals are and what your values are.